today's video, I'm visiting a few of the world's tiniest houses. Why? Because I'm pretty tiny myself and it makes me feel better when other things are tiny too.
So I packed my bags and drove 3 hours to my first tiny house. And you probably think this tiny house is going to be really nice.
Think again. No, I'm just kidding. This place is actually really cute. So the listing says not to overpack, and I did the exact opposite of that. So they call this tiny house the Hobbit House. I think I know why. And they say it's a fun adventure for a couple looking to relax and enjoy nature. Well, I'm here by myself, so I hope I still have fun. To a regular sized person, yeah, this would be a Hobbit house, but for me, it's pretty homey. I'm here by myself. I'm alone. Make noise if you want to be my friend. Make another noise if you want to be my friend. All right, let's go look inside our first tiny house. You know, I see now why she said not to overpack. Oh my god, you guys. Okay, I knew that this was going to be a small house, but holy crap, this is miniature. You guys, everything in here is tiny. Here we have our kitchen, the dining room table, and the bathroom. You know, the bathroom is awfully close to the kitchen. That's a little gross. So the owner of this tiny home actually said not to use the toilet inside the house, but to use the one that's outside. So we're gonna find that at some point. This house is so tiny that they didn't even have room for a bed. So they built it into the wall. Let's try to get in this thing. We got it. Whew. I deserve a nap after that climb. The shower's outside. I don't think I'm gonna be using this because it's pretty cold out here. And that's the only reason why I'm not showering. Not because I don't normally shower. I'm just kidding, I'm gonna use the shower, obviously, for sure. The toilet. Now, a fun fact about this toilet, it's actually a compost toilet, meaning it gets rid of the waste for you. All you have to do is do your business, which I don't do. But once that's done, you put some of this inside the toilet, mix it around a little bit, and then it's gone. Now, where exactly does it go? So we've seen pretty much everything the house has to offer, but on the listing it says that there's some horses on property. So, you know, the tiny house is actually on over an acre of land, so it might be kind of hard to find the horses. Hopefully we can find them. I found the horses. That's what I thought. I think this is where the horses are supposed to be. We found the horses. You're just a tiny little horsey. You're just a cute little horse. You're so little. No, it's just me and you, buddy. It's just me and you. I found something. So this is a treasure chest. It was just laying on the side of the house. And you know what's inside treasure chests? Normally something pretty cool. Let's crack this bad boy open. All right, we're just gonna use my foot instead. Oh, see, I told you guys normally inside is something pretty cool. I need more friends. The house also comes with a jacuzzi that's pretty much bigger than the actual house. But nonetheless, what do you say we take a dip? Let's test the water out. Oh, not a jacuzzi. So I just got word from the listing that the jacuzzi is not a jacuzzi. It's actually something called a cowboy pool, and it's used for cold plunges. So the sun's coming down and it's getting colder, but look at this view. Wow, that's beautiful. You know, it makes me want to run around like I'm in an indie film. But as the day comes to a close, we can't forget about dinner. So since I'm in a tiny house, I thought it was only fitting to bring tiny food. I'm gonna starve out here. Anyways, I have all the tiny ingredients to make a tiny milkshake. Let's do it. My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard and they're like, sorry. I got it open. Well, let's make a tiny milkshake. Come on. Actually, you stay right there. Oh my god, a mini chocolate bar. These are like those little like straws that are like wafers but chocolate. Guys, I'm getting excited. The instructions literally say not edible. Apparently you're not supposed to eat this. So the whole joke about me starving out here was a joke at first and now it's not. But, oh well, I think it's bedtime. You guys, it was so much easier to get onto the bed this time. And I'm not still out of breath from getting onto the bed. I'm out of breath because of the altitude here. We're like in the mountains and stuff. Anyways, it's been a long, lonely day and it's only gonna get lonelier. So I think it's time to get some rest. And I will see you guys in the morning. It's literally 6 in the morning. And it's time to get to our next tiny home. Ow.
So I crawled out of bed and flew all the way to New Mexico for the next tiny house.
I'm here. I haven't seen anyone in like 3 days. This tiny house is literally in the middle of the desert. So I've actually been to the world's largest glass house, and now I'm at the world's smallest. I swear I don't have a weird obsession with glass houses. The listing says 5-acre lot, property in New Mexico, endless views, all to yourself. All I'm seeing is dirt. Perfect location to be off the grid without being off the grid. Well, I don't have any cell service and the nearest town is probably 20 minutes away. If anyone wants to kill me, now would be the time to do so. I don't want you to, I'm just saying now would be a pretty good time. All right, right, let's check it out. Why? Mirror, mirror on the wall, who should everyone subscribe to? Me. You. I'm looking at her. Apparently all you need is this key card. So let's try this. Oh, open sesame. Really anyone can do that. Oh my God. You guys are not gonna believe how crazy this place is. We have a couch, a chair, another chair, a bed, and that's it. I know I said we were going to tiny houses, but I didn't think they were gonna be this tiny. Now I know how everyone feels when they see me for the first time, because I like to lie about my height. You know, I say I'm a solid, 5'3" to 5'5". I'm gonna be completely honest right here, right now. I'm 5 foot. I tell everyone I'm 5'1". Pretty sure if you look up my height, it says 5'1", and it's a lie. But they didn't lie about how tiny these houses were. One thing about this tiny home is the view actually is endless. A lot of dirt. So all of these homes are in very remote places, and I have no cell service to actually order anything, but luckily, I came prepared. Let me show you what we have in here. We have a cook set, propane, a lantern, mini spoons, mini forks, top ramen, my PJs, and a lighter. So basically, I have everything I need. I found the amenities. Let's see what this house has to offer. So here we have the shower, literally out in the open. Naked and afraid, am I right? Oh wait, does water come out of here as well? Okay, I spoke too soon. I think the shower might be pretty cool. It's broken. But hey, it's not so bad. We have a jacuzzi that has no water in it. But it does come with this cute little bonfire situation. And 3 extra chairs, if anyone wants to join me. Anyone? Literally anyone.
As I made a treacherous journey into the unknown land of the desert, my only worry is that I would get lost on my way back.
Yep, I'm definitely lost. I am getting a little bit worried. I don't really know which way to go, and obviously I don't have a lot of food or water out here, so whew. Never been in these kinds of conditions before. There's about 2 hours before the sun goes down, so that's how much time I have to find my tiny house before something out here finds me. I really hope there's nothing out here. Oh, Okay, you guys, it is getting dark and I'm just now getting back to my dome. I think it's time to go inside, make some dinner, and then go to sleep. And I forgot there are no lights in here. I told you this lantern would come in handy. Like I said, you guys, there are no lights in here, so it's pitch black without this on. And it's also freezing, so I'm gonna make some soup to warm myself up. Along with my tiny home, I have a tiny stove. And we're gonna make some ramen. Hopefully this will warm me up for the night. I'm gonna drop it in here. I think it's time to use my mini forks. Look at how cute these little forks are. Are you kidding? Now we're gonna add some seasoning. Probably wasn't the smartest idea for me to buy mini forks. I'm like burning my hand every time I try to stir this. I didn't bring any bowls or plates or anything, so this will have to do. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is really, really good. Like, this is gourmet. All right, I'm gonna finish my dinner and then we're gonna go to bed. All right, you guys, it's literally so cold in here, and honestly, I'm just trying to make it through the night.
So as I began to settle in for the night, I couldn't help but feel isolated from the rest of the world, and I could barely sleep.
You guys, it is literally 3 a.m. and I cannot sleep because I'm so cold. I have 3 blankets on me and it's just not enough. I'm gonna try to get some sleep. All that I have to do is make it through tonight. So hopefully the next time I see you guys, it will be in the well, we did it. I'm probably gonna get sick after the night I just had, but we still have another tiny house to go see, so I think we have to head out. And hopefully this next one has a bathroom, because I haven't gone. Or have I? Let's just say the jacuzzi is now filled. I'm kidding, that's disgusting. Ow.
The next tiny house was also out in the middle of the desert, and let's just say this one was pretty cool.
Woo! We made it. I'm at a literal castle. A tiny castle. Nonetheless, it is a castle for sure, yeah. I'm really excited to go inside and see what it looks like, and this place comes with a bunch of cool stuff, so I just want to get started. Let's go see the castle. Wow. So the whole thing is shaped like a circle. This tiny home actually comes with Wi-Fi, thank goodness, because with the other tiny homes, I haven't had any cell service, and it's honestly a little scary. But this one has Wi-Fi. Room service. Okay, we'll be using that later. You guys. A mini fridge. Are you kidding me? Here we have some strawberry lemonade. There's alcohol in that. Oh yeah. Now my biggest struggle throughout the entire video was getting my giant suitcase into these tiny houses. And we have a really small, narrow staircase here, so let's try to get this bad boy up there. All right, we're one step down, or up. Come on. Oh my purchasing a tiny home. Like, these are so practical. Okay, I don't know what this is, but it looks insane. Where does this lead to? We're gonna find out. So it seems like in every tiny house that we've been to, I've had to climb something. So, let's climb this. Open sesame! Well, I've done just about all I can do. Okay, this tiny house has a rooftop. I'm starting to think this tiny house isn't so tiny. Okay, this entire thing is like my campground. And the people that deliver the room service, I'm pretty sure they live in there. Or maybe in those little huts. Like, I'm literally on top of a mini castle. Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair! Whew. I should have brought friends. So this tiny home comes with one thing that the other tiny homes did not have, and that's room service. I just scanned the QR code, and you guys, there's food on here, there's an option to go into a sauna, and they have a bunch of other really cool things to do. So I'm gonna place an order for food and for a couple of activities. You guys, my room service is on its way. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. This looks so good. All right, I got fruit and yogurt, a 7-Up, and a matcha latte from room service. I can't even believe this place has room service, so we're gonna give it a try. Try my matcha latte. That's really good. Some 7-Up. And I'm gonna try a piece of fruit. That is so good. And I also got a pizza. The guy delivered this on a tricycle, so it has to be good. Cheers. This is my first real meal in 3 days. I think it's safe to say that we saved the best tiny house for last. Luckily for me, this place comes with a sauna because it's literally 50 degrees outside and it says reserved on the door. Who do you think that's reserved for? I'll give you a hint. There's nobody else here. All right, you guys, I just got into the sauna and it literally feels so nice in here. Technically, this is a wood-burning sauna, so let me show you how it works. So you take some of this water and then you pour it over these rocks and it ignites the fire, making it even hotter in here. Okay, let's see what else they have. This place also comes with a mini pool, which I will not be using because it's a little dirty. All of these tiny homes have outdoor showers, and I'm not complaining, and neither are my neighbors. I'm just kidding. I'm sure if they saw that, they'd be like, my eyes! Now, the last shower didn't work, so let's see if this one does. Yep, it works. Since we're at a tiny house, I also have a tiny fire. That's why it's such a small fire. Not because I don't know how to start one. So you can get marshmallow kits for 2, but there's only one of me, so I'm gonna be eating for 2.
And as I was enjoying my s'mores, the owner of the Airbnb sent me a chilling message.
The owner sent me a list of house rules. So she says, be sure to not put the thermostat over 76 degrees. Make sure you put the fire out before going inside. Be sure to close all doors and windows because we have coyotes, scorpions. No, I'm not the biggest fan of critters.